أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم نحمده ونصلي على رسوله الكريم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقه قولي. السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن هدى للناس وبينات من الهدى والفرقان فمن شهد منكم الشهر فليصم ومن كان مريضا أو على سفر فعدة من أيام أخر يريد الله بكم اليسر ولا يريد بكم العسر ولتكملوا العدة ولتكبروا الله على ما هداكم ولعلكم تشكرون. The month of Ramadan in which we revealed the Quran, a guidance for mankind and clear proof for the guidance and the criterion. So whoever of you cites the crescent of the first night of the month of Ramadan, he must observe fast that month. And whoever is ill or on a journey, the same number of days which one did not observe fasts must be made up from other days. Allah intends for your ease, and He does not want to make things difficult for you. He wants that you must complete the same number of days and that you must magnify Allah. Allah is the most great on seeing the crescent of the moon, Ramadan, for having guided you. From the ayah that you guys have listened, the recitation, I'm sure you guys have gotten the idea that inshallah today's lecture, English lecture, is going to be pertaining to the month of Ramadan. And we know that we are in the month of Rajab. And the fact of the matter is we're almost done with the month of Rajab. And then we are basically on the footsteps into entering the month of Ramadan. And we all know this very famous dua the Prophet ﷺ has taught us. Allahumma barik lana fi Rajab Sha'ban wa ballighna Ramadan. Oh Allah, bless us with the ability for witnessing Rajab, Sha'ban, and enter the blessed month of Ramadan, witness the blessed month of Ramadan. And it is hard to believe that the Ramadan that just passed, it feels like it was very recent, and we have a lot of memories as if it happened yesterday. But the next Ramadan is now right around the corner. It is to happen within the next 2 months. Now obviously, with Ramadan being right around the corner, what do we do as Muslims? How do we prepare for this month? And that is the lecture for today on the preparation of this blessed month. How do we prepare ourselves physically, spiritually, mentally, our household, our schedule, etc. What preparations should we make so we can get ourselves ready for this blessed month? The Sahaba radiallahu anhum ajma'in, they would prepare many, many months in advance. And how would they prepare? Now, our preparation of the month of Ramadan, it's going to sound familiar. It is the preparation of food. We like to make sure our spring rolls, samosas, and everything are all ready. They're in the freezer. We have a whole bunch of meat ready, cooked and stuff. So when it's time for the iftars and everything, then we're ready. We're ready to start frying all the foods. That is our definition of preparation, which is part of it. But unfortunately, that's not the end-all be-all. But for a lot of people, that is the end-all be-all. The month of Ramadan, we fast, so that's physical starvation. But when we come out of the month of Ramadan, subhanAllah, we come out gaining some weight, which is the contrary of what we're supposed to be doing. You have the physical aspect of the month of Ramadan, of fasting. And the physical starvation is not obviously just not to lose weight. What is the intention? The Prophet ﷺ, he would start his fasts the months prior. We know the Prophet ﷺ would do fasting in the month of Sha'ban. He would do a lot of nawafil. And he didn't make it obligatory, but to a point, the Prophet ﷺ was doing it very regularly every single year, that the Sahaba were also concerned that, is this going to become fara'id upon us? But the Prophet ﷺ said, no. That is how much the Prophet ﷺ would physically and spiritually, mentally prepare himself for the month of Ramadan. Now we look at ourselves and we compare. Obviously we're not able to do, unfortunately, Allah Azza wa Jal give us the tawfiq to come to such a level of spirituality and iman. But we don't have that ability, we're not at that level. So how do we prepare ourselves? We all have our busy lives, we all have our responsibilities that we need to take care of. And it's simple behaviors. The whole point is that how we enter the month of Ramadan, we're supposed to exit the month of Ramadan improved. Just like we enter with a certain weight, we leave the month of Ramadan improved with additional weight, subhanAllah. But we're supposed to be improving our spiritual weight. On how we are in terms of our salah, how we are in terms of our adhkar, how we are in terms of our Quran, our relations, our behaviors, etc. All of these things are to be monitored. The whole idea, the hikmah behind the shayateen being locked up, one of the many hikmahs behind the shayateen being locked up in the month of Ramadan is, when we're outside of the month of Ramadan, we like to play the blame game of shaitan. Shaitan made me do it, shaitan made me do this, shaitan made me do that, etc. So we've heard this argument many times. In the month of Ramadan, the shayateen are locked up. Now who are you going to blame? You can't point fingers. What you were doing before and people were telling you that, hey, you shouldn't be doing this particular thing, you're doing the same thing in Ramadan, who are you going to blame? It's a filter. It shows you your true colors. It shows me my true colors. It shows that, do I really have anger issues? Do I have an issue with profanity? Do I have an issue with not praying my salah? Do I have an issue with my Quran, etc., so on and so forth? Everybody has their personal matters. Nobody's perfect. But the month of Ramadan is the time that will filter out every distraction and every excuse to where now you need to work on that. Science also says habitually, in order to bring a habit instilled in your life, it takes about 21 days for a habit to be instilled. The month of Ramadan is 29, 30 days. We have 29, 30 days to instill new habits and not to go overboard, because Allah Azza wa Jal also likes actions that are consistent even if they're small. Rather than you're doing a major deed, you pray the entirety of a night and you don't ever pray again. Allah likes a person to pray 2 nafil salah after in tahajjud 3 times a week, let's say, for example, but you're consistently doing it three days a week. Rather than you pray one entire night and then the rest of the year you're done. My shift is done. I've done my due diligence. No. That's why we have to prepare months in advance. Just like we're about to go on a trip, if you're going on a vacation, you do preparations in advance for that trip. Your itinerary, where you want to go, etc. Now you have your preparation. Now it's time to go on your vacation, and now you're prepared. You know what to do. You're not going to be so lost. Same thing in the month of Ramadan. We need to make our habits in terms of Quran. We need to build our habits and relations with the Quran, because as I mentioned in the ayah that I recited, the opening verse, شهر رمضان الذي أنزل فيه القرآن. The Quran was revealed in this blessed month of Ramadan. Another name of the month of Ramadan is Shahrul Quran, the month of the Quran. How many masajid, mashallah, they have the consistent completion of the Quran. We have the Khatm al-Quran the night of Ramadan with multiple masajid. Right? That is to motivate us. That is to get ourselves ready and prepared that we need to build our relations with the Quran. We need to build a habit with the Quran. Salah is also a very important thing. If we have any flaws in terms of our salah, that we are not praying 5 times consistently, then preparation should be done now. We should observe our behaviors on how we are prior. Are we still the same person entering into the month of Ramadan, and we're the same person leaving now the month of Ramadan? How many Ramadans have passed? How many months have passed? How many years have passed? Or is this going to be another year? One year comes, another one goes. We don't even know that we're going to reach the next month. We don't even know if we're going to reach tomorrow. This Ramadan hasn't even come. Allah Azza wa Jal give us the tawfiq to witness this month of Ramadan and many more, but we don't have that guarantee. People might actually be doing preparation for this month, but then they might not make it to this month of Ramadan. Who knows? Only Allah knows. So we need to make the preparations now. Right? This life is very uncertain. And the month of Ramadan, inshallah, Allah Azza wa Jalla give us the tawfiq to witness that month. We need to make that month the month that changes our life. Changes our entire perception on how we're living our life. Are we in this world? Like, you might bring up the argument to a non-Muslim, for example, when you have those debates and stuff like that, and then you ask the question, what's your purpose? Do you really think you're here to eat, sleep, and die? I mean, we're following the same boat pretty much, and we're Muslim. So we completely don't understand what we're doing. We might pray one Jummah out of the week, and now in Ramadan we're praying all of the Jummah, and then we're looking forward to Eid. Eid comes, subhanAllah. Ramadan is the month where you make your sacrifice, and Eid is for those people to celebrate who made the sacrifices of Ramadan. People gain weight during Ramadan, and then they have Eid. Now they're like, subhanAllah. Now they're now they're off the hook. Now they're completely, no one's stopping them now. Ramadan, at least there was a time restriction. Now, Eid, that's it. The buffet is done. This behavior is like, how long can we live in such a behavior like this? The month of Ramadan is for preparation, for discipline for ourselves, to keep us in line, to keep us focused on what the true matter is. Any flaws, the general message, the general idea that we should take away is that what preparations, what am I lacking prior to the month of Ramadan that I want to fix in this coming month, inshallah. And when the month comes, I have my preparation done prior, so now when the month arises, I am able to instill that habit and solidify it into my life, and I will take it to the next, to my grave, that habit. I'm going to stick to that. Now you solidify that behavior into your life. Allah bless us with the next year of Ramadan. Now we work on something else. And then the next one, we work on something else. It's a constant improvement that we need to work on our lives, in our focus, in our journeys in terms of deen. We have our plans sorted out for our careers till retirement. But we don't even have our plan for this month, what we're going to do, what class are we going to attend for our deen. But Ramadan, we have the opportunities. And then, mashallah, we have so many masajid that offer programs, that offer qiyam night, etc. So many masajid. We're sitting in a masjid right now that has so many programs, mashallah, that we could attend to. Allah Azza wa Jal give us the tawfiq to witness this blessed month of Ramadan. Let this be the month of light for us. Let this be the month of awakening for us. And let this month not be wasted just like the many months that we have unfortunately wasted. أقول قولي هذا وأستغفر الله لي ولكم ولسائر المسلمين فاستغفروه إنه هو الغفور الرحيم. Brothers who have to perform sunnah, they can perform sunnah now, inshallah.